All right, what is up guys? Charles here, just got done cranking out a 9-mile run on the treadmill. It's a little smoky out, so I was running inside, but the air was great in here. And first of all, huge thank you for the awesome reception on last week's video. We've just been building week over week and it's been so much fun. Building off that, I saw a bunch of you also were interested in sort of stuff I do lift-wise, and I wanted to keep it super simple and easy, but basically give you guys a couple of the exercises I use primarily, keep it low equipment. The only thing we're gonna need today is a kettlebell. It's just gonna be some core and some kettlebell exercises. Nothing fancy. When it comes to the weight room, I'm a huge believer that the first focus you wanna have is staying healthy. You know, obviously it's great to lift to get faster, but the first thing you wanna focus is, how can I keep running? Because if you overdo it, you push too hard and you try to get faster, you can end up hurting yourself. And that's gonna be the biggest hurdle to, getting from where you are to where you wanna be. So we're gonna try and do things today that are gonna both make your legs stronger and also help your form out, hopefully reduce a little bit of injury, and they're super easy to do. If you can get a kettlebell, you can do all of this stuff. So let's just get started. All right, the first exercise is one of my favorites by far. It's called a Kettlebell RDL, but it's something that I do all the time. I started doing it at Stanford, shout out Coach Thomas, and it's something that I feel like builds so much strength in sort of your quads and also helps a lot of the muscles that promote stability, primarily when you're landing on one leg, which we do a lot of when we're running. So basically what you wanna do is you're gonna plant one foot on the ground, you're gonna grab the kettlebell in the opposite hand, so left leg, right hand, right leg, left hand. You're going to sort of tilt over till your back is like horizontal, holding the kettlebell down, and then just come back up and do that. We do it like 6 times for a bunch of repetitions, or just do it like 10 times. That's kind of what I do when I'm just getting back into it, just getting started, because it will make your legs and hamstrings sore if it's something you haven't done before. You can also do these unweighted if you'd rather do just body weight, just build general stability, but I think you're gonna get a little bit more benefit if you do it with a kettlebell. And last thing is make sure you're not doing too much weight. If you saw when I was grabbing the kettlebells, there was one that felt like it was a little too heavy, so I went down, and that's because you wanna make sure that you have stability over everything else. You wanna feel as comfortable as you can, while maximizing your weight to make sure that you're still getting the benefits of the rep and you're not just going overboard. Quick aside here, this is just personal preference, but I really prefer to lift after I run. I know there's some schools of thought where, if you lift right after a run, your muscles are gonna be a little bit fatigued, you're not gonna be able to build as much muscle, which is true, but I find that running mileage, at least for me, is the primary focus of my training. You got the run done, you're going into lift. I just think, for me, it's a way better mental headspace. I'm able to be more focused on it because I'm not thinking about anything that happens after. And yeah, I just enjoy sort of that training rotation a lot more than lifting prior to my run. So it's totally up to you. You can experiment with both, but that's just what's worked for me. The next thing we're gonna do is called a kettlebell squat. Super easy, just a basic squat. You're just holding a kettlebell. When you get a little bit more advanced, you can sort of do a back squat with the rack when you're really trying to build muscle. But the kettlebell squat's a super easy introductory way to work the same muscle groups without worrying about all the extra equipment. It's something that you can just do in your house. Obviously, all you need is a kettlebell, and I think it's a great exercise to start with. Obviously, if you're doing all these exercises for the first time, it's up to you to experiment with which kettlebells feel best weight-wise. I'm using the same one for all of this just for simplicity's sake, but you can do different weights. It's probably easier to squat more weight than it is to RDL on one leg, so you can kind of go up. Just find out what works best for you and run with it. All right, we're gonna do one more exercise with the kettlebell before we move on to 3 core exercises that I really like, and that's gonna be the kettlebell press. This one's gonna be more upper body. We've done a lot of leg stuff. It's just a great way to engage the core with a little bit of weight added, but it is a pretty difficult exercise. So the way I'm gonna do it is in a split squat stance. I'm gonna drive the kettlebell up with each arm and engage my core as I do it for stability. All right, let's move on to core stuff. All right, I'm gonna give you guys my 4 favorite core exercises. None of these are gonna be weighted. These are all gonna be body weight, but these are the 4 that I enjoy the most. We might do a part 2 of this because there's so many different great core exercises for runners, but I wanna keep it simple. I want this video to be something that you can go back to and feel like you can do everything in the video or just mix and match. I don't want to overload this video with a bunch of different exercises so it feels super overwhelming, and it's not something you guys would want to do. So this is super beginner friendly, but should really help a lot if you are consistent with it. All right, the first thing we're gonna do is a side plank. This is a pretty standard running exercise. All of this core stuff makes me shake. Hopefully my voice is coming through okay. There's different ways you can hold this. You can either go for time, one long one, or you can do 30 seconds, switch each side. You obviously want to hit both sides to balance it out. It's a great exercise for working on core muscles. You want to keep your hips up, your back together, keep it as linear as you possibly can, and you should get a good core workout. The next one I'm gonna do is a hollow hold, which is gonna be another core one. Absolutely brutal exercise, but I think it's super fun because of how hard it is. I usually do this for 30 seconds. I'm gonna work my way up to hopefully doing more, but I'll show you guys what it looks like. This is a hollow hold. It makes me shake a lot. If the pain in my voice is not evident, it is really difficult. So you kind of lie on your back, put your arms up in the air, put your feet 6 inches off the ground, roughly, and then hold it. Next one we're gonna do is a great runner's exercise called the dead bug. And I find just overall, as far as exercises go, just for keeping me running, the rest, we've done a lot of great strength building. These are really running focused. Yeah, I'll just show you guys these last two and we'll be done with the video. All right, this one's dead bug. It's dead bug because you are lying like a dead bug on your back. Big shot. You're gonna go opposite arm and leg like you're running. So you start with left leg, right arm, and that's dead bug. You can do that timed as well. Just keep a rhythm going, keep it steady. 30 seconds. You can do like 30 seconds to a minute for each of these. You gotta have to keep it on the smaller end and go through all of them multiple times, or keep it on the longer end and just do one and done. I recommend just doing whatever you feel like you're capable of doing and what you feel like you're gonna be able to do consistently over and over again. Don't work yourself too hard so that you feel like it's not actually something you wanna do. The best way to get to your goals is in little steps you do over and over and over again. So set the bar somewhere that's attainable over and over and over again. Set the bar somewhere you think you can get it, and then go out and do it. All right, last one we're gonna do is one that is so difficult for me. I finally got it in my last quarter at Stanford, but it was so hard because it's kind of like it's almost like a flexibility test with a little bit of strength. It's great for your hips. It's called hip 90-90s. Basically, you're gonna wanna start like this with your hips like each making a 90-degree angle and sit up, and then you wanna roll from one side to the other, and then sit up. Sit down, roll, up. It's really gonna require a little bit of practice engaging the glute to be able to sit up at the end there. Once you get it, you kinda got it, and that's pretty much it for me. I hope that answered your guys' questions. Obviously there are more complicated lifts that I've done in the past with very complex lift sheets overseen by absolutely amazing lift coaches. Shout out Coach Thomas again. And I'm not sure how that's gonna change now that I'm at Bowerman, but I imagine it's gonna get complex again. But the most important thing I wanted to share with you guys, especially today, was something that you guys can do yourselves, something that you can do reliably over and over again, so that even if you don't have the resources of a lift coach or a complete gym available to you, you can do these exercises that I like to do, especially when I'm by myself over summer, and hopefully help get yourselves into a position where you have someone who's able to help you out and tailor make this stuff to your needs. Because running college and now running it professionally is something that's so much fun. It really helps you, invest yourself in the sport to another level. And if there's anything I can do to help you guys get there, I'm more than happy to do it. And also just anyone who's just trying to either run a faster 5K, just generally get into shape. These are really great things you can do. One, in your own home, or two, pretty much if you're traveling anywhere. They're super easy to do, and stuff like that, reliable stuff that you can lean on, regardless of your situation, is stuff that's gonna help you out the most. And as I said before, down the road, if you guys really want, I can do a follow-up video with maybe an intermediate difficulty lift once you guys have gotten the hang of this one and you've integrated it into your system, and then maybe even an expert one down the road, depending on what I can do and what's most helpful to you guys. But I hope this was helpful, today. I really enjoyed filming it. These are all exercises that I really believe in, and I hope you guys are able to use them, and I hope it makes your running journey just a little bit easier. Just like this one, if there's any other videos you guys wanna see from me, let me know down in the comments, and I can't wait to see you guys next week. Thank you again for all the support on last week's video, the likes, the views, everything you guys did. You guys showed so much support, and you make this thing really fun for me. So that's all from me, and I'll see you guys next Sunday.